I was wrong. This is not a battle, it's not a challenge, it's not a war. It's an all out invasion from every single direction. That is the conclusion I came to a couple days ago when it occurred to me that I could potentially have anal cancer. And the best way to describe this would be think of an alien invasion. For some reason, the movie that comes to mind for me is Starship Troopers. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's not really that popular of a movie. It came out in the late 1990s. Very gory. Basically, alien monsters attacking the Earth and soldiers trying to defend it as best as they can. And in this scenario, my body would be the Earth being attacked by the aliens, and the alien monsters would be the cancer, and the soldiers would be the quantum agents, which I now realize is no longer an accurate name. The more accurate name now would be quantum soldiers. By the way, in case you have no idea what I'm talking about, go back a couple months, watch a video entitled "What are Quantum Bugs?" That'll explain what I'm referring to here. Because I don't want to go back into detail about that. It doesn't really have anything to do with what I want to talk about in this video. It's just the reason for this video is I realized that I've been approaching this all wrong. I've been treating this as a challenge, as if it's like, oh, it's an ultra marathon I need to run. Like I just need to keep focused, I need to keep moving forward, and everything's gonna be good. But that's not it. It's like my body is literally being attacked from multiple different directions. At first, I thought it was just the lungs, but no, then it was the lungs and the brain. And then it's like, oh, not just the lungs and the brain, there's also the leg. And now potentially there might be, the digestive system. I'm not sure exactly if it's cancer. I'm not sure exactly where in the digestive system it is. And I'm not really sure how intense it is, if it is in fact cancer, but it's just realizing that there's so many different sources. It's literally like I'm fighting off an invasion from every single front. And it's just making me weaker and weaker, and treating this as a challenge, as a battle on a single front, is not a good solution. If I do that, like there's no way to survive. It's like if you think of this as a war, as an invasion, trying to fight a war on a single front very, very rarely works. Unless you're in a situation like 300 type situation where it's like, all right, there's only this tiny passage through which the enemy can get through. So all you need to do is fight on that one front. Like, yeah, okay, that could work, but most wars are fought on multiple fronts, and if there were to be an alien invasion, I'm pretty sure it would be worldwide from basically every single front, and this is the exact same thing, and I need to treat it as such. I've basically been I've basically been under, I don't know the exact word I should be using in this situation. Not underappreciating, but it's just like underestimating the severity of this. Like, yes, I know, like, it's an incurable form of cancer. I know it's stage 4. Like, I know everything the doctors have told me and everything. Like, I am aware of that. I've been aware of that since the beginning. But it's just like, I need to take this to the next level, because for the last 3 months or so at this point, my body has been under constant stress. And the way that it feels right now, to continue with the alien invasion analogy, it's like every night when I go to sleep, the quantum soldiers wake up and go to war, go to battle, fight off the aliens as best as they can. And then during the day, when I'm awake, they get to rest, they get to sleep, they get to recover, so that next night, next time they get up and have to fight again, they have the energy to do so. So even though nighttime for me should be the restful time, it's not. It's the time where my mind shuts off and my body can go ahead and battle the cancer. And that is a very exhausting process, which is why I wake up dozens of times throughout the night, which is why sometimes I have difficulty sleeping, which is why, you know, I, which is why by the end of the night, like I get sore and uncomfortable from spending too much time in bed, and it's just being under that constant amount of stress on my body and of pressure. And I'm pretty sure that it's kind of also playing a factor with the whole like eating and everything related to that. It's like, oh, the aliens are attacking. They know that food source is one of the most important things for us, so they're attacking that, destroying that, removing our hunger, and we're so focused on defeating them, on repelling them, that we don't even think, oh, wait, I need to eat, I need to protect the food because this is a long term battle. This is just not something that's going to go over a couple of weeks or months. This is going to be years. And, taking care of your body, of, the planet in this example, is super important. So it's like I'm doing everything that I can, but it's like the periods where I should have rest, the things that should help me. So it's like sleeping, recovering, resting, eating, all those things that should make me stronger, that I need in order to be stronger and keep fighting this. I just, I can't do it for some reason. So it's like the nights are exhausting, the days are exhausting, because even though it's the period of the day where, like, the quantum soldiers kind of rest and go to sleep and I can just kind of relax a bit and enjoy myself, it's still exhausting because I'm sore from the night. I'm tired from the night. I'm exhausted, and it's just there's this it's just this never ending cycle of just exhaustion and tiredness, and one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, and it feels like we're playing catch up. Because it's like, okay, first cancer was discovered in the lungs because I was coughing. So there were symptoms. And by the time there were symptoms in general, things have progressed to the point where it's very difficult to fight. Same thing for the brain tumors. It's because I started having really intense migraines and I was throwing up as a result of that, that we discovered the tumor. Okay, that we were able to, fight off and destroy, and they're slowly shrinking, and things are pretty good on that front. But it's still not ideal. And then the tumor in my leg, which was the initial source of the cancer, which is gigantic at this point, was not even detected. It was me who had to request it to go out of my way because it started hurting once again, symptoms. And at that point, there's nothing we can do because it's so big and surgery is not an option. So it's like literally all we can do is just the exact same thing as we're doing with the lungs, which is immunotherapy. And then it's like, oh, one of the tumor, the biggest tumor in the lungs grew, and that's causing you symptoms. So let's treat it with radiotherapy. Once again, we need to wait for the symptoms. And now that I discovered what may potentially be anal cancer, once again, it's the symptoms. Hey, there's bumps that are there that shouldn't be there. Let's get it checked out. And it just feels like, why do we have to wait till we get to the point where my body tells me physically, hey, something is really, really wrong here, take care of it? Like, is there no way for us to, I don't know, like, I just don't understand. Like, there's probably a reason for this, but it's like, why not just do a full body CT scan, go through every single part of the body and figure out, is there cancer anywhere else? Instead of waiting till it gets to the point where it's so intense, so bad, that it's very, very difficult to treat. And that is something that I'm going to bring up with my doctor next time I see him. And I don't know what the answer is going to be. I don't know if that's an option. I don't know how that works. It just seems strange to me that that wouldn't be the default thing. It's like, yeah, okay, we did a PET scan in the beginning, and that was supposed to reveal all cancerous cells in the body, but it didn't. Maybe I didn't have the tumors in the brain then, that's why I didn't detect it, but the massive, gigantic tumor in my leg has been there since the very beginning, and they didn't detect it. And if I do have anal cancer and it got to the point where it got to the anus, it's probably been in my digestive system developing for a while. So they should have detected it by now. And I just don't understand how, with all the technology that we have, they haven't been able to do that. So, anyway, I feel like I kind of went off track from the whole alien invasion analogy, but it's just like I just realized just how intense this is and how intense it's going to be, how long it's going to take, because you can't expect an alien invasion to just be over within days or weeks. It's something that lasts a very long time. Unless you lose, unless they completely destroy Earth and kill everybody, in which case, yeah, the invasion would be very short. Unless that happens, fighting them off would be very difficult. It would take a very long time, and this is how I have to start treating this. I don't really know what the solution is. I don't know if there's anything I can do differently, but I believe that just having that shift in mindset, that kind of new understanding of this situation, is definitely going to be helpful in the long run. And once again, I thought it was important to share that because that's the whole point, is to share the experience, to share the journey, the ups and downs. And lately there's been a shit ton of downs, but it's just part of life, you know? So that's been my update, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Ooh, missed it again.